This is a great question, and I hope you all can hear me as I'm trying to respond to it. Why would these things be hidden from us? Because the power that we have access to when we know His name makes us unstoppable. And so it's easier for the powers that be to keep us under wraps by keeping us away from His name. You don't have to.
I'm like, no, I don't want to do it.
Okay, question number 2. Why would the Bibles we use have such inconsistencies? Well, because they were translated into a language that wasn't the original language. So there are inconsistencies, and they were intentional. The original scrolls had our Father's name listed 6,800 times, and when they translated it, they took His name and they replaced it with titles. So that's why there are so many inconsistencies. The next question was, why would the creator of all of it ordain these writings? The Father didn't ordain the translation; He ordained the scrolls. The scrolls still exist, and after they tried to get rid of them during the Nicene Council in 325 AD, there were some people, some families, some sects that decided not to give up their scrolls to be burned, but instead they put them in clay jars and took them up to the top of the mountains and hid them in caves, hoping that one day we'd find them. And we did in the 1940s, I believe, 1947, and it's called the Dead Sea Scrolls. So those scrolls were intact, and not completely, but for the most part intact, and they were able to read them, and the Father's name is all over them. And because they found them, we were able to see what they actually did when they took it out. So the Father ordained the scrolls, and clearly He inspired those people to not turn them over to Constantine when he sent out the edict for everyone who had a scroll to bring them to him, with the lie that they were going to bind them and share them with the rest of the world, when the truth is they were trying to find out more about the power that those scrolls held and figure out how to erase the power, give them their Bible and something to worship, but take the power away from it, and then replace it with the name of an idol or titles that we could use that would keep us from the power, keep us from following the laws, keep us from knowing the calendar, keep us from keeping His command to not put another name before His name, and so on and so on. So let's see. The Father did not intend for us to be kept from this, but what He did do is He left instructions in the Bible. He told us in Jeremiah 23:27 that we would forget His name for Baal, just like our forefathers did. He said for us to keep His name and to lift His name, and He told us that there would be someone who would come in another name that we would follow. And we already know that other name is JC, and you don't want to be seen on camera.
But I want to see my hair. This is how it works.
I'm live, honey. Back up.
Mom, you need to tell me.
So anyway, so the intention was to disempower those who were walking in the same power, the same wisdom, the same miracles that Yahusha, the man we call Jesus, that he was walking in, and that he trained the disciples to walk in. They were all walking in it, and they were having signs and wonders follow. Think about what happened during Acts. All these people start speaking in all these different languages, and they couldn't contain it. The only way they could contain it was to take our beliefs and twist them. And that's exactly what they did. And when I say they, I'm not just talking about the emperors at the time. This is a concerted effort that was done in a very dark way by entities that are very much bigger than what we realize. So I invite you all to come and join me in the 7-day Spiritual Warfare Challenge. There's lots of tools and resources made available to you, and we are coming against those principalities that have done this to our word, that have done this to our ancestors, that are doing it to us, that have kept us locked out of the power that the Father intended for us to walk in. And we're taking it all back. And that's what it's called, Take It All Back, a 7-day Spiritual Warfare Challenge. Go into the link in my bio click on my link tree, sign up. It's absolutely free. Come and join me in the fire room. And then there's also more resources made available to you there. So thank you for your question. Let me make sure I answered it fully. Why would these things be hidden from us to lock us out of our power, beloved? Why would the Bible we use have so many inconsistencies? The same reason. The Bible that you can go to is the Truth Scriptures, and you can get it in the link in my bio as well. They have completed the translation of the New Testament, the Berit Hadash, and I have a copy of it. I won't pull it out of the bag right now, but anyway, you can also participate in the campaign to take this word global, the true word of the Almighty that it's not been tainted by any corrupt organizations, not by any religious sects. It literally is being translated by a group of linguistic scholars who want to have the truth be told for such a time as this. So you can click on the link in my bio and get yours. When you do, let me know you got it, and then start at the preface. And by the way, beloved, since you asked the question, go to the preface in your Bible, the Bible you know and trust, and read the preface of that Bible and see what it says about how they translated it. Because what they did is they told us in the very beginning of every one of our Bibles that they opted to stick with the tradition and not use his name and replace his name with the titles G-O-D, L-O-R-D, the L-O-R-D, our G-O-D. And then J-E-S-U-S, they opted to stick with the tradition. What does the word tell us? That traditions of man make the word of no effect. It was intentional, beloved. I invite you to study with us. We're being called higher. If you are watching this message, there's a reason for it. The Father intends to do something grand with you. You are among the cutting edge. Most people have never even heard his name. Until a year ago, I had never heard his name, but I've been studying night and day. And I can't stop. I can't turn away because it's incredibly powerful. All right? Take good care. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And we'll talk soon. All right. Bye.